Hey guys, welcome to Breakcold. This isn't your typical boring onboarding video. We'll show you how to use the CRM and how it actually fits into your entire sales stack. Think of it more like an AI CRM masterclass. Are you ready? Let's go!
Hey guys, if you want to leverage this video, you can check out in the description the chapters that interest you so that you don't waste time. By the way, if at any given time you need help or something, you can go on the bottom left of Breakcold and click on Help and Contact Support. Also, feel free to join the Slack community and go to Settings, then click on your profile to share Breakcold if you want to make money with it. We have customers who are making quite good money with it by sharing it with the affiliate program, or check out the roadmap and product updates. That's it. See you soon.
If you want to manage Breakcold across 7+ platforms, including LinkedIn, Gmail, and X, you'll need to install our Chrome extension first.
All right, the first thing you need to do is to download the Chrome extension of Breakcold. The Chrome extension will allow you to manage Breakcold from LinkedIn and multiple other platforms. So as you can see, it's installed. It was very simple to do. Now, when you will go on LinkedIn and many other platforms like X, Instagram, Gmail, etc., you're going to have this button BR Sync that will help you to add leads to the CRM, but also to manage them pretty easily.
If you want Breakcold to really work, you need to connect your main B2B social account, and it's probably LinkedIn. Here's how to do it.
Most people use LinkedIn as their main B2B social account. So in this video, I will show you how to connect your LinkedIn account, but bear in mind that it's the exact same for Telegram and WhatsApp. So you're going to click here, or you're going to go to Settings, and then you're going to go to Accounts, which is by default. Then you click on Connect Account and LinkedIn. And now this is time to answer the two most common questions about our LinkedIn connection. The first one is my LinkedIn profile at risk? The answer is no, your LinkedIn profile is not at risk because, again, Breakcold is not a LinkedIn automation software. It's an AI native CRM that has social selling integrations. So it's very different and people don't get banned on the platform. The second question we get is, why do I need to give you my credentials? I don't feel safe about it. Long story short, many softwares related somehow to LinkedIn, they will ask you for your credentials because it's the most secure way to get your account connected, stable every single time on Breakcold. And so if you don't do it, and we've done it in the past, the connection was not secure. There was like disconnections all the time. It's a mess. So we decided to do that way. We're based in Europe. GDPR is pretty strict. So if you don't feel comfortable, don't use Breakcold. And if you feel comfortable, like most people and pretty much everyone, just go for it. And when it comes to the connection, I will not touch on those optional settings unless you're very tech savvy.
All right, guys, it's now time to see how to connect your email account to Breakcold. You can connect a Google, Outlook, or SMTP email.
This is how you can connect your email account. So first you go to Settings, then you go to Accounts, then you click on Connect Account and you pick Email. You can connect a Google, an Outlook, or SMTP email. Outlook is very easy, so I will not show you how to do it. IMAP and SMTP, there's multiple scenarios, but essentially if you're struggling, you just can type SMTP in our knowledge base and click on how to connect an SMTP and IMAP, and you have here all the scenarios on how to connect your SMTP account. Then you have like Google, which is the most used one. So I'm going to show you how to do it. You click here, you follow the instructions if you haven't done it already with another software, and you're going to click on yes, IMAP is activated. Then you're going to pick OAuth, which is O authentication, and then you're going to go to your Google Workspace admin panel. So you're going to click here. It's going to take you to your admin panel, and then you're going to click on Configure New App. And it's going to ask you for a code. You're going to like copy, paste the code back in Breakcold and back here. You're going to click on Search, and then it will find you Breakcold. You click here, you click on Continue, and that's it. It's pretty much done. The only final step, which some people miss sometimes, is that you need to click on Trusted. If you don't click on Trusted, this won't work. And so you click on Trusted, you click on Continue. I already clicked on Continue, so I will not do it. But bear in mind that if you miss the step to not click on Trusted, you won't be able to connect the email account. So if it happens by mistake, you go back here, you click on Change Access, and then you just redo the step and you make sure you go with trusted. But basically, once you've done this step, it's pretty straightforward. You just click login, you pick your account, and that's it. Your email account is connected.
If this is your first time using an AI CRM, you gotta understand the role Breakcold plays in your sales stack.
If you want to learn how to use Breakcold, you first need to learn where Breakcold fits in your sales stack. Sometimes people think that Breakcold is an all-in-one tool. It's actually not the case. It's an AI sales CRM, and so you should use it as an AI sales CRM, meaning that you shouldn't use it for cold outbound unless in some cases that I will talk about. And essentially, you want in the CRM, in Breakcold, to only have your warm leads. So let's break this down. So, like, regardless of your industry or what you're selling, you will probably do outbound. And so, if you do outbound, it means that you're going to work on cold leads and you're going to use one of those channels. So, cold DMing, where maybe you will automate LinkedIn invites or DMs using like Growth Machine or HeyReach. Then you're going to do maybe cold emailing with Lemlist, Instantly, Smart Lead, Salesforce, Apollo, and then you will probably do cold calling with a calling software. And so you should use a dedicated software for that and not use Breakcold unless you're selling a very high ticket product or service. Because in those instances, you can use your CRM for outbound basically, because your leads need extreme care with highly relevant and personalized touch points. So usually if you're going after very big deals like 200K one time, 500K one time, $1 million one time or per year, then it makes sense to use the CRM because your total addressable market is so small that you won't need to do automation at scale to reach hundreds of thousands, if not, tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of leads. And so in this situation, you can use Breakcold for cold and warm leads. But otherwise, if you need to use like a dedicated outbound tool, and from there, you're going to generate positive replies. And what you want to do is to push those positive replies, those warm leads, to Breakcold. And it's the same for your website forms using like Tally or Webflow or whatever. It's the same for your online content when you're generating leads and just, like posting content out there and people go on your website or whatever. And so everything that is warm should be in Breakcold, but everything that is cold should not make it into the CRM unless if you are in the exception I talked about. And so once you have your leads in the CRM, your CRM should be used for 1, conversions, 2, retention, and 3, expansion, meaning that you can ask your customers for referrals or you can sell them more products or services. And so this is where like Breakcold comes in, and inside Breakcold, your goal is to plug as many sources as possible. Like I talk about sources, it's more like native integrations. And so you want to plug your data enrichment softwares to enrich leads automatically. You want to plug your AI note takers, your Stripe, your Intercom, like pretty much everything, so that the CRM has tons of information to automatically do all the boring admin repetitive tasks, and so that you only focus on one thing, which is selling.
Our customers are closing serious money with Breakcold. But if you want the same results, you need to know the single most important thing to do inside Breakcold.
One thing I notice about our best customers is that sometimes they don't have like a crazy complex sales process, but they are very good at only one thing, which is the most important, is that they are psychos when it comes to getting the CRM tasks done. And everyone is asking me during calls, like, is there a secret? Like, is there something that I can leverage to get more sales? Like, the thing is, you can use 0 tools. You don't even have to use Breakcold if you want. But if you just are crazy about getting your tasks done and most of your tasks are follow-ups, this is where you actually get results. So my only advice, my biggest advice, is that you just make sure that you set up Breakcold the first time using this video, then you let Breakcold's AI vision automates all the admin boring tasks of moving leads, etc., and you focus on selling by doing more convos. And so what it means is that you simply just go on this dashboard and you just execute. And I know it sounds pretty basic, but because of the automations, because of the time you save, and because of the multi-channel aspect, you will be a freaking machine. Or you or your sales teams or your VAs, I don't care. And so just go there and you get your task done over and over and over and over. And once you've done that, because at some point you will run out of tasks, you just go to your email, LinkedIn, Telegram, or WhatsApp inbox, and then you also do like active convos and you keep going on doing your active convos here. And that's pretty much about it, to be fair. Like there's no like secrets otherwise about the software. There's a few tips here and there that are all in this video, but otherwise, if you want to have great results, it's really just about it.
Sometimes, breakholders aren't sure how to organize their workspace. Don't worry, I'll show you the right way to do it.
A question we get a lot during sales calls is how to organize my workspace. Thanks to AI, now Breakcold creates your CRM list, your tags, your custom fields, etc. But still, I need to explain to you a couple of things. The first thing is you should stick to 3 to 4 CRM lists max. So usually one list for your clients, one list for your prospects, one list for your partnerships, and another list of your choice. And from there, within the list, you will differentiate the leads by using tags, but you will not use like 10 lists or 15 lists to differentiate the leads. And by going to vision and then configure vision, you can select your list and really fast organize the order of the sales pipeline stages, rename it, etc. And then by default, Breakcold created some tags that are adapted to your business. If you want to change them, you can change them from here by deleting the tags or reorganizing them, or you can go to settings and then you can directly like edit all the tags in this view. Editing the tags can be important for you because when the CRM is moving leads automatically, it also auto-assigns tags. Finally, if you don't like the custom fields that the AI created for your business, you can always change them by going to settings, then you go to attributes and you can change it in company, deal, and person. And from there, you can reorganize the whole thing pretty easily.
There are a bunch of ways to add leads into Breakcold. Let me show you all of them.
Here are the best 3 ways to add leads to Breakcold. The first way is to use the Chrome extension. You can add leads to Breakcold from LinkedIn, X, YouTube, Instagram, and many other platforms. It's not only a feature to create leads, it's also a feature that allows you to manage leads where you're working, for example, LinkedIn, Instagram, etc. The second way to add leads to Breakcold is from the inboxes inside Breakcold. So for example, you have on the left, email, LinkedIn, Telegram, and WhatsApp inboxes. And when you are inside the inbox, you can like click here to create the leads. A good thing to know, by the way, guys, is that when you are in those inboxes, in one click here, you can filter all your leads, all your conversations. So in this example, all my LinkedIn conversations versus only the people in the CRM, which is very good for productivity purposes. The third way to add leads to Breakcold is to use a CSV file. So when you are inside the list, you can click on the 3 dots here and click on Import Leads. From there, you can drag and drop a CSV and you will have to match the fields to essentially import the CSV file. You can also add leads automatically by using Zapier or Make or N8N using our API. We also have other native integrations coming that will allow you to add leads automatically without you to do anything. For example, when people are submitting a form on Tally or Typeform, etc. And for the most tech-savvy people out there, you can see later on in the video how to push your positive replies from cold outreach tools to Breakcold.
With zero setup, your leads move automatically in the CRM thanks to AI. But if you want more control, you can do that too. Here's how.
Alright, so inside Breakcold, leads move automatically depending on your activities with them. For example, you can see here that I created the lead Charlie and automatically the CRM put Charlie in the relevant CRM list for me, which is signups as a new free trial. Then a day later, Charlie booked a call and automatically Breakcold updated it to the book to call stage and it added new tags like startup and agency because it figured out that it's a design agency for startup. So how does it work? So if you go to Vision and you go to Configure Vision, you will be able to see all your CRM list here. And basically how the AI is moving leads in the CRM is just by how you named your CRM list and how you name your sales pipeline stages. It's literally that simple. However, if you want to do specific workflows, you can still do it. So for example, if I go to the customers list right here, you can see that I have an environment that looks like some workflow features, but it's actually not a workflow. It's simply your pipeline because we believe at Breakcold that your pipeline is already your sales process. So why do you need to create independent workflows that don't follow your sales process logic? And so from there, you can automate the CRM just by using natural language. So by default, the AI does it everything for you. But if you want to do advanced things, you can say, okay, for example, when lead have a subscription date in the custom field, then it's a customer. So you can give guidance to the AI, or you can also give like the AI strict rules to move leads in the CRM. So for example, here, you can see here that in this account, I have retention M2. So retention M2 means retention months 2. And so it's basically people who can be subscribed to Breakcold months 2 and plus. And so you see here, I just gave guidance to the AI because just understanding that retention months M2 means retention months 2 is a bit too much. And I say put leads that have been subscribed for more than 2 months. And if we go to one of the leads we have here in Breakcold, you can see here that Christina's months of first subscription is this one. So it's definitely been more than 2 months, right? And now if we go back to the Vision Builder, we can test if the leads are moving accordingly to the rules we've just created. So here I can click on Test AI Analysis, and let's see where Christina is going. As you can imagine, she will probably end up in retention months 2 because in her custom fields, she has a subscription date that is more than 2 months. All right, and there we go. And the AI is pretty confident, and it will give you a reasoning about why it put the lead in that place. And so, as you can imagine, it's just the beginning, guys, because you can do already by default crazy workflows just by using natural language. So it's not very complicated, even if you're not tech savvy. But in the future, in the very near future, you can easily say, when the lead arrived in book to call, wait 2 days, then send this email / template. And so many other things that I cannot even talk about, to be honest.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to show you how to use AI CRM agents. You can pick one or build your own.
So without any setup, Breakcold will automatically create follow-up tasks for you so that your only job is to show up on this dashboard every single day and just to execute. It will create tasks for email like LinkedIn, Telegram, WhatsApp, and soon phone when we'll add calling to Breakcold. So essentially, you see here, then you just go to your task and then you can be like extremely productive and do a lot of things. But some people, they ask the question, yeah, but me, I like to follow up every 3 days. Me, I like to follow up every 2 weeks because I have longer sales cycle. So how can you influence the AI task creation? It's pretty simple. You click on Configure Vision, and then as you can see on the right side, you can select your AI personality, aka your AI agent. And as you can see, by default, when you will arrive on Breakcold, you will have an AI personality assigned depending on what you filled during the onboarding. From there, you can just select a new AI personality and it will adapt like the frequency of the task creation and how it creates the task, etc. However, if you want to go a little bit further, you can also create your own AI personality. It's very easy and straightforward, and you can add like specific roles. For example, here I created myself an AI personality that basically says that it doesn't create tasks all the time. And so just by using natural language, I said, when I have this type of leads, I don't want the task to be created. And specifically, it was to engage new leads that I don't have conversation with. It was basically creating the task. And I say, no, don't create tasks unless I have an ongoing conversations with them, because I'm only interested with the AI creating tasks for conversations that started, where I only have to follow up, because it's the most important things to close deals.
As you know, Breakcold gives you unlimited AI actions instead of charging credits. Here's how that system works and why it's awesome.
On Breakcold, you have unlimited AI actions on the leads that you decide. What does it mean? So as you can see right now in Breakcold, you have this little vision button. When you click on it, it will filter all your leads versus only the leads where AI is running. By default, every single new lead inside Breakcold is an AI lead. If you go to your settings and then general, you will be able here to tick if you want to auto-activate Breakcold Vision on every single new leads or not. If you need more AI leads, you basically have two solutions. The first solution is to basically upgrade so that you can have more AI leads. The second solution is that you can select one or multiple leads inside Breakcold and you can envision them so you can disable AI if they're not super active, and you can have new leads as AI leads. So basically, if you have very active leads, you should rather have them as AI leads, and the ones that you will not touch for maybe a year or that they're not a good fit for you, but you still want them in the CRM, you just deactivate the AI. It's also important to mention two things. The first thing is that your AI leads limit is per team member, meaning that if you took the max plan, you have 200 AI leads per team member. The second thing is that if you think the AI leads limit is way too much, you're probably not using Breakcold right. We have sales teams inside Breakcold that don't have more than 500 leads or 600 leads. In your CRM, you should have warm leads, people that you can convert as customers. You shouldn't use your CRM for cold leads, except if it's really high ticket, meaning that you're selling products or services beyond $500K per year. And if you still have a lot of leads, you can always deactivate Vision for them and have Vision active only on the leads that matter for you at a specific period.
If you're lazy like me, you probably just want to enrich your leads directly inside Breakcold. Here's how to do it.
Before showing you a cool video where my voice is absolutely broken, I want to mention that we don't have data enrichment built in, but we have native integrations for it, but we don't have it built in because essentially it's a whole job to find quality data. And if you see other softwares or other CRMs giving you credits to enrich leads, you have to know that the quality of the enrichment is not very good. That's why we have native integrations instead.
One of the things people hate the most about the CRMs is that they have to build complex workflows just to find the email and phone numbers of the leads. But CRM data enrichment doesn't have to be complicated. This is why today we're releasing not one, not two, but 10 native data integrations inside Breakcold. There are 3 use cases with these integrations. First, you can enrich your leads with the email, phone number, or LinkedIn URL in just one click from the leads profile. This can be used from Breakcold and from the Chrome extension, for example, from LinkedIn, YouTube, and other places. By the way, guys, here's a quick tip to boost your email enrichment rate. Add the website URL of your prospects, and to boost your mobile phone number enrichment rate, make sure to have the LinkedIn URL of your lead. The second use case with these data integrations is that you can also enrich leads in bulk by selecting multiple leads. And the final use case is my favorite. Once you've installed a data provider, you can go to Settings, then Enrichment to build automation rules. Long story short, you can say goodbye to Zapier, Make, or init to build powerful data enrichment automations. For example, at Breakcold, every time that a new lead is added to the signups list, we enrich this lead with its phone number to later do warm calling. You can build multiple workflows with many filters, so go play with it. To set up one of these integrations, subscribe to the tool you choose, then copy-paste your API key inside Breakcold. And that's it. In just 20 seconds, you can do CRM data enrichment super easily. If you like this video, make sure to like, subscribe to that YouTube channel, and try out my AI sales CRM software at breakcold.com. Peace, bye. By the way, guys, we're currently running a launch week at Breakcold where we are launching one new feature per day for 5 days. So if you want to get Breakcold annual plan at a discount of 50%, go check out breakcold.com and use the code launchweek50 to get the discount.
Manually syncing your meetings? That's so 2010. Here's how to automatically log your sales calls into Breakcold.
So right now, Breakcold doesn't integrate with Google Calendar or Outlook Calendar. Maybe it will by the time you're watching this video. However, in the meantime, you can still sync your meetings inside Breakcold. So the first thing in how you can sync your meetings is just by plugging your email accounts. Because if you're using Calendly, cal.com, or any other type of software like this, you probably are receiving in your emails when someone is accepting to book a demo or canceled or rescheduled. And because we sync with your email conversations, by default, we also sync the meetings that way. The second way is that you can plug your AI note taker. And so from there, when you have meetings, it will automatically sync like your past meetings with the video transcript and the text transcript. And from there, you can even create some tasks with it manually, or the AI can do it for you. And so essentially, how to do this is that you need to go to settings, then you're going to go to App Store and you're going to click on Fireflies and plug your Fireflies AI API key so that you can like auto sync the meetings. And the question we often get is it possible to connect my Fathom, my Otter.ai, my Red.ai, AI note taker? And the answer is no, for the simple reason is that all these softwares, they don't have a great API. And because of that, we could not made a great native integration. And so Fireflies was essentially the best choice.
If you'd rather work only with companies instead of individuals in Breakcold, you can. We've also got solid features to help you run account-based marketing.
One of the questions we get sometimes is that people, they don't think in terms of individuals, but they think in terms of companies in the CRM. This is definitely not a problem because you can use companies in the pipeline and think in terms of companies using Breakcold. For example, here, as you can see, I have this company in the pipeline called IQ, and I have multiple individuals attached to that company. So usually if you use the Chrome extension on LinkedIn, for example, when you're adding them to Breakcold, it will create the company automatically and attach them pretty much also automatically. And so you see here, when I go inside the company, everything related to all the different individuals is synced. So, and then I can filter the whole thing by the leads. So if I show you like quickly here, so as you can see, I have like all the activities synced with every single leads about this company, but I can easily filter everything. And so if you think in terms of like big accounts, it's pretty easy because from there you can just like create a company, attach all the individuals to that company, and you just have to think about the company in the pipeline.
Our #1 mission is to help you close more deals. But for that, you first need to know how to create deals in Breakcold. Here's how.
So for a while now, you were already able to create deals because obviously Breakcold is a sales CRM, right? So you could add companies to the pipeline, you could add individuals to the pipeline. So you can kind of like decide depending on if you want to focus on individuals or companies. And from there, you could create like deals pretty easily. And essentially it was not like super complicated compared to like other CRMs where you have leads, you have opportunities, etc. So obviously for a large portion of our customers, this is a very simple system. However, for another portion of our customers, which usually are bigger sales teams, etc., it is important to be able to have multiple deals on one individual or one company. And so this is why pretty much we created this new section that we are calling deals, which can be independent leads, but more like opportunities, if it makes sense. So for example, I'm going to create a deal right here, and I'm going to say, okay, let's do this new deal with this company. So let's do like a vibe coding deal, and boom, like the vibe coding deal has been created. And then from there, you can just attach individuals to the deal and also attach like companies to the deal. So for example, I can say I can attach like Lovable to this, and I can say, okay, I have a deal with like Lovable, the company, and within Lovable, there's also individuals. You can also like attach individuals. So I'm just going to attach like fake individuals right here. But essentially, this is pretty much how it works. And so from there, what you can do is that in the pipeline, instead of having like companies or individuals, what you can do is that you can just add your deal directly. And so with the system, you can have like your deal, and within the deal you have the different individuals, you have the companies, everything is linked, but you can create like indefinitely like unlimited deals for different companies and different individuals.
Chatting with leads isn't enough. If you really want to stay top of mind, you've got to engage with them too. Here's how.
If you have the LinkedIn URL of your leads, Breakcold will start to aggregate the most recent LinkedIn post. From there, you have a lot of options to use them. The first option is to use the engagement section. The engagement section is basically the fact that, your leads, they might be busy. Sometimes they don't reply to you via email, phone, or to your LinkedIn DMs. And the idea here is that you take 10 to 20 minutes per day to just engage with as many leads as possible that show up in your feed. So technically, it's like a curated feed, so it will be filterable by a different list. However, if you want to be like a little bit strategic, not strategic about it, sorry, like just like engage for 10 to 20 minutes and that's it. The other way to use the post of your leads is from the email inbox or LinkedIn inbox or Telegram inbox, etc. If you click on engagement right here, you can easily open the post of your leads. So at the same time that you're talking with them, you can use that to your advantage. I know it sounds very cheesy and very basic, but I have so many stories about myself and also about our customers where basically they got the attention of the leads by using what they see on the right, and at the same time, like using it in the follow-ups. You also have to know that the LinkedIn post of your AI leads refresh much faster than all the other leads you have in your CRM.
What's cool about Breakcold is that our CRM analytics are the only ones that count your social interactions, not just your other activities.
When it comes to the CRM analytics of Breakcold, you can customize it pretty easily. If you click on the button Edit, you can reorganize every single blocks, and you can also add or remove like other blocks, because we have blocks, analytics blocks for teams, and also for people who are more into socials. So if you're using Telegram or WhatsApp, you can also pick this kind of data. And you can also evaluate your team members pretty easily. It's not something crazy and extravagant like you can have on other CRMs, but you have, like I say, the essentials. You can easily track active conversations and conversation who started. It tracks email, but also social conversations. So it's pretty helpful. And yeah, very simple analytics. So yeah, feel free to use it. And if you really have someone in-house, or by the time you're watching this video, AI is handling the whole thing, I would strongly recommend you to use like the analytic block lead source. Sorry, my computer is freezing with the recording. Yeah, pipeline generated by lead source, because this is super handy.
If you want to move even faster in Breakcold's AI Native CRM, here are some essential shortcuts you should know.
All right, guys, so the first shortcut that is very useful is like Common K. So you see when you click on this, you can search leads very rapidly wherever you want in the software. So Common K, and then you can just like on any part of the software, you do this and you can go to a lead very rapidly. The second thing is when you are in your vision task, if you hover like those buttons, get familiar with the keyboard shortcut, because once you know them, you can be like extremely productive, especially the send and complete. If you just have to like remember one, that would be this one, set and complete. Then the other thing is in the LinkedIn inbox, like if you're using the LinkedIn inbox or Telegram, email, WhatsApp inbox, you have a bunch of shortcuts as well here, especially the mark as done. The mark as done, you just have to click on D on your keyboard and it would move like the convo from done to do to done, which is very helpful because once people are replying to you, it will get back to do. So you can kind of have this zero inbox mentality.
If you're running a sales team, here's how our roles and permission system works, plus a few tips to make it easier.
What is important for teams is usually roles and permissions. If you go to the settings and then you go to members, you can easily edit the roles and permissions of each team member. But the question we get a lot is how to prevent my coworkers from seeing my LinkedIn DMs or my email conversations if I'm a manager, etc. For that, you go to accounts and you click on your email or LinkedIn account. And from there, you can manage the permissions. So you can decide if someone can only read your messages, can interact on your behalf, and all this kind of stuff. Another thing, if you are a team, is that you can edit a standard operation procedure, aka SOP, in each sales pipeline stage. So you can like create and give instructions to your team. And so from there, they can view the instructions like super easily on what they have exactly to do for each sales pipeline stages. It can be like you can put a Loom video or like specific step-by-step instructions on the things that your team members or your virtual assistants have to do.
If you're an agency managing Breakcold for multiple clients, we got you, bro. From one account, you can handle multiple workspaces super easily and engage on their behalf. Here's how it works.
At Breakcold, we have many agencies, especially lead generation agencies, managing Breakcold for the clients. It's pretty easy how to do this. Essentially, inside Breakcold, you can click here and create new workspaces. And so you, as the manager of the entire workspace organizations, then you can go to settings, organization, and then you can manage the different workspaces and basically just assigning a client to one workspace and they can never go to another workspace, etc. And when it comes to the pricing, it's actually very advantageous in the sense that you are only charged per unique seats. So in other softwares, you will be charged for your seats in every single workspaces. And here you can pay one time for your seats and you can navigate in all the different clients' workspaces. When it comes to the billing, it's centralized under one billing. So you as the agency, you will have to pay for all the seats, but then you can also always like charge the client for that or integrate it as part of your offer. And if you're managing Breakcold for clients and you want to add leads from LinkedIn or other platforms using the Chrome extension, when you are using the Chrome extension, you can actually decide on which workspace you want to push the leads. So my computer is very slow, so right now it's like loading forever. But essentially, you see here, you can just click here and decide the workspace where you want to push the leads. That's it.
Gomu Gomu no Breakcold. Our customers love customization. So here's what you can actually tweak inside Breakcold's AI Native CRM.
In Breakcold, you can customize many things. The first thing that you can customize is the overview of the lead's profile. So if you go to overview in a lead, you have edit layout, and from there you can pretty much like reorganize the layout the way you want and like resize the modules and the blocks, etc. Then something that people don't notice super rapidly is that they can also customize the display of the leads in people, companies, etc. by using and managing the columns right here. If you go to settings, then attributes, you can also customize the custom fields, aka attributes of your leads. And so if you click on person, you can manage the whole thing and decide if you want the order of the custom fields, and also if you want to add like new things like checkboxes or multi-selector, currencies, etc. So this works for like the person, companies, and deals as well. And just in case you didn't notice as well, you can also customize the order of your lists, as well as the name and the emojis of your CRM lists.
You only need to know one workflow to push your leads from any software into Breakcold. Here's an example, sending positive cold email replies from Smart Lead straight into Breakcold.
If you have positive replies from cold emailing, or you have people submitting a form on your website, ideally you want to push those leads automatically to Breakcold inside a specific list, inside a specific sales pipeline stage. To do that, you only need to learn one workflow. If you learn this workflow, you're going to be able to use it on every single software that you're using. This workflow is not complicated. It takes about 5 minutes max to implement. And so let me show you how to do it. So here I'm going to explain to you the concept of the workflow, and then there will be another video to show you how to implement it. So basically, when you have a positive reply or website form submission, you want to use the webhook feature of your cold outreach tool. So for example, if you're using SmartLead or Instantly or Webflow for website form, there's always a webhook feature. Essentially, it's a trigger. So the trigger is when there's a positive reply, when there's a website form submission, boom, trigger. So it's like an alert, right? And so from there, you want to use Zapier. And in Zapier, you're going to select catch hook. This is step 1. It's going to give you like a webhook URL that you're going to put in your tool. So if you go back to Instantly, you go back to SmartLead, you go back to Webflow, you go back to Typeform, and you copy paste the webhook URL provided by Zapier. In the future, this webhook URL will be provided by Breakcold. So you can check the product roadmap on AI webhooks and upvote it so that you don't have to use another tool for it. And essentially, once you've copy pasted the webhook URL, you use the step 2 inside Zapier, which is to create or update leads. And from there, it's pretty much self-explanatory. So when you are using like a lead generation tool, so here Smart Lead, you always have a webhook functionality where essentially when you want to, in the inbox of Smart Lead, for example, when you mark someone as interested, you want them to be pushed to the CRM. So here I'm going to click on Add Webhook. I'm going to call it Tests Webhook. And then it asks you for webhook URL. So this is where you're going to have to create a new workflow in Zapier or in Make. So here I'm going to using Zapier because it's just like the most reliable tool to me. Very easy to use as well. And so when it comes to like, you're going to click on Catch Hook. Then you're going to click it's going to generate you a URL. You're going to copy paste this URL in Smart Lead, and then you're going to click on lead category updated. And because you want that in the inbox, when you say mark as interested, it goes to Breakcold. So this is exactly what we're doing here. So, and then send test to webhook so that we can test if it works. So here I'm going to click on test trigger. We can see that we now have received the data. So the step 2 of the workflow is just to create the second step, which is essentially to push the lead inside Breakcold. And so the action event for that is create or update leads. We're going to select an account here. I've already done it because essentially I've already connected the API key here. So very simple. And then you're going to just map the data. So here I won't do it like forever, essentially because like there's too much things to map. But essentially, usually what you want to do is just to map a couple of information, and from there, like pushing into precise list. So what we want to do here is that in Breakcold, you see, we have this list. So we want the lead to goes to the onboarding service list, and within the onboarding service list, we want them to go to the meeting link sent sales pipeline stage. So in that regard, we're going to click on the lists here, and we're going to click on onboarding service. And for the status, it's going to be meeting link sent. And yeah, then the rest I won't map it like I told you. So we're going to click on continue, and I'm going to click on test the step. And so now we're going to wait a couple of seconds, and I'm going to go back to Breakcold. Seems like the test is finished, and boom, like the lead goes automatically in that category. So if I go to the pipeline, you can see that the demo lead Bob is directly in the pipeline.
This is how we use Breakcold at Breakcold. And even if you're not selling software, it's still worth learning because this will help you close more deals for your business too.
This is how we use Breakcold at Breakcold. In this video, I try to focus on the most important workflows we have in the CRM. I will try to focus on this part of the workflow and how we use Breakcold. And then for the tech-savvy people, I will talk about what you see right now. So the first thing is like usually, as I told you before, like the goal of the CRM in Breakcold is to add your warm leads or people that are minimum interested in your offer. So from there, like conversation starts. And so one conversation start, like automatically first, like every meetings that I will do down the line will be automatically like auto sync because I plug like my Fireflies AI note taker into it, which is very good because from there, the AI has even more content to move leads automatically depending on the activities. And so depending on what's happening in the conversations, if they book a meetings, and many other things actually, the AI vision will create follow-up tasks. So really what I'm doing every single day is the following things. So the first thing is I go to vision every single day and I just execute the task without thinking about it. So it's mainly follow-ups. And so I just do it over and over. The second thing is once I'm done with executing the task and I've pretty much like reached zero, like what I do is that I would go to the different inboxes, so email and LinkedIn in my case. And what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna do active conversations. So when sometimes the AI haven't created task yet, which is normal. And then I just spend 1 hour, 2 hours just chatting via email and LinkedIn with my leads and just having active convos, because when you're doing all those vision tasks right here, like it's obviously sometimes you have 40 tasks in my case to do in a day and it triggers a lot of conversations, but now you need to just run the convo. And so that's why I go to the inboxes. And this is pretty much the entire process, to be fair, because like I say, the most important thing is to have conversations, because the more conversations you have, the more you will sell. And so I just do this over and over. And depending on what's happening, depending on the meetings, etc., like leads move automatically in the CRM. Then when it comes to moving leads automatically in the CRM, I actually have a few automations in place. As you know, like by default, Breakcold will move automatically your leads depending on how you named your lists and your sales pipeline stages. So as you can see here, we have like 4 different lists. I Breakcold one for customers, one for signups, one for positive replies from cold emailing and anonymous visitors, and then one for partnerships. And here I have like 3 different roles that strict rules that the AI needs to follow to move leads in the CRM. The first one is that sometimes when leads are pushed to Breakcold from our Stripe and SaaS signups, they don't have a lot of information. So if there's not a lot of information, like leads should go in a specific place, but you need to guide the AI for this. And so this is why if you go to the signups list here, you can see that there's a guidance that say, when I have leads that have 0 information that can help you to put them in a list, put them in this list. Other leads can also go in that list too. So that's the first rule. The second rule is that customers move in the pipeline depending on the subscription date. So what does it mean? So what it means is that in the customer list, you can see that I have like sales pipeline stages named retention M1 and retention M2. So it means retention months 1 and retention months 2. And as you can see in this lead, I have a custom field that indicates on the date of the first month of subscription. And so from there, like I have done an automation by guiding the AI, because then like automatically, depending on the date of the subscription, the CRM will move the leads automatically. So if we do the test with Christina, she has been a customer for more than 2 months now. And if we test the workflow, essentially you're going to see that she will move to retention M2 because she's been subscribed for more than 2 months. And so if we go to our roles, you see put leads that have been subscribed for more than 2 months, and that's it, she's there. And so this is a test. This is the playground, by the way, so it doesn't move leads in real time, but it's just a way for you to see if it does what you want. Then I have a third rule that says that leads with the source anonymous visitors or cold email cannot move in other lists unless they become customers. So I won't go in all the details about this, but essentially, like if I go here, you can see that I have a rule that say put in this list only leads that have a custom field, source, cold email, or anonymous visitor. So for example, if we go back to Christina here, you can see that she doesn't have a source because she's not an anonymous visitor and she doesn't have like cold email, so she cannot go in that list. And now for the more tech-savvy ones, this is how we automate a bunch of things in Breakcold. I just want to mention that instead of Zapier, you can use Make, API, or end-to-end, but actually the goal is to replace all of this with AI webhooks powered by Breakcold. So maybe by the time you're watching this video, you won't even have to use like Zapier, etc. And so essentially in Breakcold, we have website visitors. They sign up to Breakcold, but some website visitors, they never sign up to Breakcold. So we identify anonymous visitors using vector. Then there's a webhook that is happening. It pushes it to Freckle, and then it do ICP filtering. And then the qualified leads are pushed to Breakcold. And once they are pushed to Breakcold, the good thing about Breakcold is that we have a native integration with Smart Lead. And so automatically, we have a rule that says when the leads are pushed in the outbound lists, inbound visitors, and they arrive in the push to Smart Lead stage, automatically push them to a Smart Lead campaign, which is anonymous visitors. And so what happens is that if I go to the pipeline, you can see that by default, I have anonymous visitors like pretty much every day. And so like I tend to filter them. So it's not, technically I could automate and put them in push to Smart Lead directly, but I don't want to do it for many reasons. I just want to make sure there's no like competitors or whatever. And so what I do is then I just drag and drop when I'm satisfied with the lead, and then automatically they are pushed to a Smart Lead campaign. Then we are also doing cold emailing at scale using Smart Lead, and once we have positive replies, they are pushed to Breakcold in our outbound list. And so from these workflows, like people, they try Breakcold usually, and this is where I manually check leads if they are like fully qualified. I'm a bit psycho on it, and it's also a way for us to just better understand our ICP and to check a lot of different things. And so I tend to recheck them on LinkedIn, and I add them using the Chrome extension one more time because I want to have the nice looking profile picture in the CRM. And automatically Breakcold AI move the leads in the right list as a signups in the new free trial stage. And automatically by doing that, there's an automation that is triggering to find the phone number of the person, because when you have the LinkedIn URL of a person, it's very easy to find the phone number if you want to do some warm calling. So for that, we use Better Contacts, and inside Breakcold, there is a native integration with Better Contact. And once you've integrated your API key, you go to enrichment in the settings, you go to automation rules, then you click on create trigger, and then you can like say when there's a new lead in the signups list. So when the lead is created and when this lead goes to the signups list, and precisely in the signups list, they are a new free trial. So sorry, I'm just trying to, new free trial, then enrich with the phone numbers using Better Contact. And that's pretty much how we do it automatically. And from there, we go back to the beginning of this video where the conversation starts and everything happens. And by the way, I also forgot to mention that we are using intercom. And when there's by using intercom, we can know when someone is becoming potentially a churn, or they canceled the subscription, but it's not effective yet. And so from there, it updates the leads in Breakcold. And from there, like the Breakcold AI Vision creates a task so that I need to check them to like know why they're potentially churning, or to save them from canceling their plans. So that's pretty much how we use Breakcold at Breakcold.
Thank you everyone for your support. Together, we'll build a brighter future for Breakcold.